credo dipende quando le fai queste amichevoli. Credo che noi il fatto che abbiamo fatto 3 settimane diciamo in montagna d'Italia ci ha permesso di prepararci bene e credo che questo è il momento per noi di confrontarci con le altre squadre, quindi è stata una decisione nostra di venire qui a giocare contro, nessuno ci ha forzato, lo facciamo con piacere, anche perché insomma, abbiamo anche tanti giocatori giovani e confrontarci con giocatori così importanti è un'esperienza molto molto positiva.
Insigne captains Napoli here this evening. Sergio Busquets for Barca. Barca's new look strip for 2019-20. Kind of deference and homage to Rakitic, perhaps, the touch of the Croatian polka dot jersey there.
Just thinking more checkered, Paul.
So here we go then. This is how Barcelona intend to start tonight for Valverde. Neto, newly signed from Valencia, in goal. He started also against Arsenal there. Junior Firpo, who's arrived from Real Betis, makes his Barcelona bow here. Ricky Puig and Carlos Perez keep their places with Luis Suarez and the aforementioned Antoine Griezmann starting together. Leo Messi not risked. And how about this for an all-star cast on the subs bench, including Ter Stegen, Frenkie de Jong from Ajax, Longley, Jordi Alba, Piqué, Vidal and Artur, to name only a few. You cannot get all that lot on a Champions League bench either. And here's how Napoli under Ancelotti start this evening, unveiling their three major summer signings. Giovanni Di Lorenzo, the youngster. Kostas Manolas cost 36 million when he was brought in from Roma. And Eljif Elmas, the young midfielder, just 19 years of age. Up front, though, a more familiar look. Callejon, Insigne and Mertens. They can be magic on their good nights. Formidable trio. Mertens 16 Serie A goals last season. And Arkadiusz Milik and Simone Verdi are on the bench for Ancelotti. Kalidou Koulibaly, the main defensive pillar, incidentally, still on extended leave after the Africa Cup of Nations. Ted Unkel is in charge. Neto didn't convince completely, I must say. First night against Arsenal, beaten by a fine Aubameyang strike in the first half. Needs to do a little better here. And it is Alex Meret, certainly not first choice, at the other end, facing him as we start. Strong in the goalkeeping department, Napoli. So Mertens gets the ball rolling for Napoli. And here we go, Barcelona creating a real sensation here in Miami. They played here in 2011 and again in 2017 when they beat Real Madrid. In the case already a bit of deflation in the atmosphere, hopefully only temporary. Anyway, on we go. Here in the Hard Rock Stadium, the Rolling Stones set to play here on August the 31st. They never get old and they never get tired, and the same is true of Jerry Armstrong. Welcome, Jerry.
Really looking forward to watching Barcelona ahead of their opening game away to Bilbao the following week. I think it's a Friday night kickoff, which is unusual. Barcelona don't like playing on a Friday night, but a lot of the big names aren't playing tonight. There's a lot, 3 or 4 young would-be starlets in this Barcelona lineup, and I suppose Ernesto Valverde has to look and see what sort of squad he's got, and that's the best way to find out, by putting them in the first team. Here's Umtiti.
Unlike him to take a risk.
I do like watching him. He's got a great left foot, he's a big lad, he's comfortable on the ball, and he's got better every year. I've watched him at Barcelona.
Well, it's a lot of money for this fellow, isn't it, Jerry? Arriving from Roma, Manolas. Yes. You know, he's had his moments, famous moments actually, at Roma in the Champions League, but still 36 million.
Yep, for a Greek international, you know, and I have obviously a lot of faith in him. I have to say, I love Carlo Ancelotti as a manager. I think he's a fabulous manager. He's done great jobs wherever he went, at Real Madrid, at Chelsea. You know, he's done fantastic, and one of the better managers in the world football.
Scarcely believable record of winning major trophies, of course. And now the job back home in Italy is to try to get closer to Juventus if he can. Easier said than done, of course.
Absolutely.
Di Lorenzo. He's kept it simple and gave it to Fabian Ruiz. Really two ways of playing up front, Napoli, haven't they, Jerry, with the likes of Milik, who's an out-and-out target man, but time and again in recent years, Callejon, Insigne and Mertens, when they're on song, their movement is a different class. And could be a test for Barcelona tonight, I think.
Oh, it will be, especially in the first half when you've got inexperienced players in the park. But as I say, we need to find out. Jose Callejon is one of those players. Technically, he's very good, but this Barcelona side should know him very, very well, you know. And I have to say, Dries Mertens is just a natural goal scorer. He's got a low centre of gravity. He'll get inside the two big centre halves and try and cause a few problems. But you've got a target man alongside him, Fabian Ruiz, ex-Real Betis and Elche.
There's Moussa Wagué of Senegal. Played only a bit part during the the Africa Cup of Nations. Koulibaly, very much the senior defensive pillar for his country, for Napoli, and of course he will be back. Well, that is, unless he's moved on before the transfer window comes. So many clubs want to buy him, but Napoli hope to keep him. And here the front three start to move.
Oh, that's very opportunistic. I think he was going for goal. He saw the goalkeeper nets off his line slightly, and Mertens decides to have a crack at goal. He has a look up, and the idea was good, but didn't really hit the target.
On the other hand, Jerry, it is pre-season, and when you've got, what, 16, 18 and 28 Serie A goals in the last three seasons, you're probably entitled to have one.
No, he's class, and he sees things that other strikers don't. That's why I was singing his praises. I do feel that he's a type of player with a target man that if the surface is good, he'll score you goals, and he's proven that in the last three seasons. Getting on now, what is he, 32?
Yes.
32, but interesting, looking at the young backs, there's very little experience here with the Senegalese, Moussa Wagué, and you've got Ricky Puig, the 19-year-old in front of him. You know, so there's a lot of inexperience there. The left back, Junior Firpo, has only played twice, and of course on the other wing, the Carlos Perez is on the left-hand side, but he's a right-footed playing on the left wing, so he's going to be cutting inside to shoot a goal. And again, he's only 21 years old, under 17 Spanish international. So, you know, give credit to Ernesto Valverde for giving these youngsters a chance to show what they can do.
The senior statesmen in midfield, Rakitic and Sergio Busquets.
He's one of the real box-to-box midfield players, and he always produces half a dozen goals every season, and they're usually spectacular, Paul.
Spectacular concept this, I must say, and the crowd have really bought into it here in Miami, Jerry. La Liga and Serie A working together to promote their wares. Good idea.
Absolutely, you know, and two of the bigger teams as well to showcase this game here in Miami. There he is, Ernesto. He'll be looking forward to Friday week, going back to his old club, Athletic Bilbao. He won their first trophy there, the Super Cup, about 3 seasons ago, just before he joined Barcelona. And that was their first trophy for over 30 years.
But only at Barcelona can there be a question mark over a manager who in his first 2 seasons, one of the very biggest clubs in the world, produces back-to-back La Liga titles. And still they say, well, can't get the Champions League capitulations out of our minds, and understandably so.
Well, they've only ever won the treble once, you know, and that was quite a few years ago when they had an incredible team. But they expect to win the treble every year, and they got beaten in the Copa del Rey final. They've won the Copa del Rey more than any other club in Spanish football. Real Madrid, I think, have been beaten more times than any other club in Spanish football. And Athletic Bilbao, funny enough, are the second team to have the best record in the Copa del Rey. But there's 3 teams who have never been relegated from La Liga, and it's Barcelona, Real Madrid and Athletic Bilbao. Always a pressure on. And I listened to Piqué doing his conference earlier, Paul, and Piqué was saying that, you know, we're expected to win the treble every year, but we've won 8 out of the last 11 league titles, which is incredible.
Insigne a little slow to get to the pace of this game, perhaps. Not so Griezmann. Break through the first line. And Very steadily defended by young Di Lorenzo in that right back position. Barcelona threatening for the first time.
Well, brilliant play from Griezmann. Lovely little 1-2. He wanted in front of Rakitic and keeps going. He's pacey. Lovely service through there. Bit disappointed with the final ball coming in from Junior Firpo, who pushed on, and he likes to push on. He's not really a left back, he's a left wing back, Junior Firpo.
The move forward was better than the ball he tried to play, I think.
Yes.
Anyway, first corner for Barca to be taken by Rakitic. All the way to the back post, and that's one of the trademarks of Suarez. Second one, Griezmann had more time than Suarez.
Wow, 2 chances, well, not great chances, but half chances. Suarez, I'm surprised he's got that amount of space. Defensively, that's poor from Napoli, but he hits the ball into the ground. It falls kindly to Antoine Griezmann, and on his favourite left foot, you expect him to hit the target, and he misses it by quite a bit.
Just feeling his way in, of course, as he did against Arsenal in Camp Nou on Sunday.
I do like him, he's a good player, and it'll be interesting to see how this front three combined with Antoine Griezmann, Lionel Messi, and obviously Suarez.
Here's Elmas. What a night for him facing Barcelona, the youngster from North Macedonia, just 19. Did well at Fenerbahce. That's how he came to the attention of Napoli. Kept it nice and tidy early on. Mario Rui just eluded Busquets. Fabian Ruiz tried to trick him once more. Bit sloppy by Busquets. Elmas again. I've heard good things about Elmas, Jerry, and he's started well tonight. Here's Fabian Ruiz. Again, he switches rather than hits it. First time, Neto didn't catch it cleanly, but carried it down safely.
Well, it was well within his reach, and he was quite nonchalant in the save in the end, Paul. But this is decent build-up. He looks offside to me. He is offside.
I think you're right, Jerry.
That's the reason why.
We haven't got long enough to give you the full list of trophies won by that man. Might get the opportunity as the night goes on here. An esteemed figure in world football.
You can see why players want to play for him, Paul. He is top man.
I don't know. It's a debating point really for when we sat down over a coffee or something like that, Jerry. But you know, you take Johan Cruyff and Carlo Ancelotti, different players, of course.
Yes.
And I'm not saying Ancelotti was Cruyff as the player, but he had almost as much success as a player as Cruyff.
Yes.
And the two of them stand out from virtually any other manager in history.
Yes. No, listen, it doesn't matter what club it is, and you never know, he might try to look over here in the MLS at some stage.
Griezmann on the half turn, out again as far as Puig. Then he deferred to Busquets, really. That was the case of a younger boy getting out of the way for the senior man.
Yeah, he started slowly though, Busquets, a bit sluggish, and this is why you need these games. You need lots of practice games in the early stages of pre-season to get up to speed.
Rakitic with room. Suarez made the forward move, and Griezmann dropping short onto it. That's what he's so good at, and he found the range that time. Sharp piece of work by Meret.
Well, he's hit it fairly well, but you know, you don't expect the goalkeeper to get beaten from that range, and Meret deservedly made the save. We expected him to make the save.
Feather in his cap, really, to get the starting job in goal here, Meret. It's a three-way fight for the jersey at Napoli between Ospina, Karnezis, who played plenty of the games at the end of last season, and Meret.
Well, a lot of the players playing tonight are playing because it's not a proper game, it's a friendly game as such, and that's why Neto's at the back. He will definitely not start in front of Ter Stegen. There's a lot of quality players on the bench for Barcelona, but it's good to see what they've got in the squad, and the more practice they get, the more games they get under their belt playing in the first team, the better it is for them. And here's one of them, the young Senegalese. He's looking to get forward.
Oh, that was not very nice, was it?
Wagu hit the ball. His first touch was good, his second touch was really poor, and he's gone in slightly late here, you can see. And it's gone slightly over the top.
Jerry, you would well know that there's plenty of fortune attached to somebody not coming away with a serious injury for a tackle like that.
Yeah. And the referee having a quiet word with him, and I think he's right to as well.
Liverpool have suffered in pre-season in this respect as well. That could have been
nasty,
very damaging.
Yeah, it could have been, and Mario Rui was lucky. I think he knows that he's still smarting a little bit from the challenge.
Don't blame him.
I don't think he's totally over it, Paul.
Switch by Zielinski. Fabian Ruiz was tidy. Elmas again, not so tidy from there.
Well, Barcelona, they like to get the ball down and play. They're still missing their maestro, Lionel Messi. We haven't chatted about him. He came back to training on Monday, Paul, and he picked up a slight calf strain, and it's not worth taking the risk. And I was listening to Piqué's chat before the game, and he was saying that we'll miss Leo obviously, but we want him for the start of the season, and that's more important, which is correct. That's not a great pass. Lots of mistakes in the passing early on.
Mario Rui was quite keen to get up close and personal with Wague. I think he feels he owes him one just at this moment.
I know he owes him one. Lovely touch.
Suarez, super finish to decide it against Arsenal in the 90th minute the other evening from Luis Suarez.
Well, the Uruguayan's a proven goal scorer. He's shown that over the years, and 21 league goals. He finished second, joint with Karim Benzema. Oh, taking a chance at the back. I don't think Carlo Ancelotti will be happy with that.
That was Manolas, and he got away with it. And here's his centre-back partner, Makasimovic. Incidentally, among the subs here for Napoli, Elsed Husai, Elmas.
I like this Macedonian. He's really sharp.
I did hear good things about him, yes, Jerry.
Look, and you know, had the pass been better, he was in a great position in the inside left. It should have been a better pass to him. He would have, first touch would have taken him into the box, and he could have got a strike at goal. But he's looking very, very good, this young Macedonian. By the way, Mallorca are just on the verge, I think, today of signing a Macedonian attacking player for the start of La Liga.
I mentioned Husai on the bench, still not certain apparently whether he may be moving on. There's been interest from one or two Premier League clubs. Your former club Tottenham Hotspur, one of them, Jerry.
Well, they could do with improving the squad. They haven't really spent a lot of money on transfer players over the last 2 or 3 seasons because of the stadium. Now they're in a position that they can and should. I know they're still chasing Lo Celso from Real Betis, and I think that's been done. I think it's just about tied up, and he's a very creative midfield player who, well, obviously Pochettino knows very well.
Among the other senior players available to Ancelotti off the bench, Alan, who was a backup player for Brazil at the Copa America, David Ospina, who'll be known to so many of our viewers, Kevin Malcuit, the fullback.
Oh, a little bit lazy, the pass from Suarez to Griezmann. He was in a good position looking for the early ball, and the pass let him down. I said that in the last 15-20 minutes. ball has happened several times, but the players really need to get up. You know, a lot of them probably were talking about a little bit of jet lag as well. I heard that conversation between Junior Firpo, and he said, I've only just arrived in Barcelona, will have to take off and go to Miami, so sympathise with him, but you've got to get on with it.
Welcome to the big time, son.
Exactly. Well, I think he's saying he's so pleased to be in the dressing room with so many superstars, and he's just glad he's got the opportunity.
Todibo. Steered down the side to Perez. Perez got a couple of goals in the win against Vissel Kobe in Japan. They played 2 games, Barcelona in Japan, lost to Chelsea in Saitama, and then won 2-0 against Vissel Kobe. Suarez goes on. Everybody in the ground thought Griezmann was offside there, Jerry.
Well, he timed his run brilliantly. He does this all the time. He knows the ball's coming now. Watch. As the pass is made, you can see he's half a yard behind the last defender, and it's the one that puts his hand up because he knows he's caught out. And it was a lovely cushion ball back for Suarez to get the strike at goal, and he should have hit the target, really.
Presented straight back to Barcelona. Can't do that, as Arsenal found out to their cost in the second half. Doesn't matter who's wearing the Blaugrana jersey.
No, they've got some talent there, haven't they? This is good.
Guagué. Needed to get to that Junior Firpo, and he couldn't. Callejon strides on. Insigne went on, and Neto had to make a save. It was a very good one.
Brilliant piece of play and a brilliant save, and he wasn't offside. There was a player in the offside position. He wasn't interfering. The linesman got it spot on. Wonderful passage of play. Have a look. There he goes. Well, he might have been. It's tight. The hand goes up late, but excellent goalkeeping. Give credit to Neto there. He's made a brilliant save.
That's the sort of bewildering movement that at their best we've seen over the last 3 or 4 seasons from Callejon, Insigne and Mertens. They draw these puzzles which are so very difficult for some defenders to deal with.
Little 1-2s are always hard. Players playing a pass and moving, it's difficult to pick them up, and if you get the timing right, which they did on that occasion, it usually results in a goal, and they'll be disappointed they haven't scored there, but give credit to Neto, the Brazilian goalkeeper. That's a great touch.
And again, Titi was caught out this time, and Todibo had to get across, but they've got a man over on the other side, Napoli. Mario Rui arrived, he didn't want to hit it, and that would have gone wide in the end. Neto grabbed it.
Well, first thing I can see, Paul, is this young defence is getting dragged all over the place, and they had not 1 but 2 players over on the left-hand side. Cut back, shot on target, good save in the bottom right-hand post for Neto. He's been busier of the 2 goalkeepers. Surprised we haven't had a goal yet.
Suarez was looking to see Griezmann's movement. Busquets. Maximovic saw Griezmann first time. Luis Suarez got to it. Good work again by Maximovic.
Good little turn of pace down the left-hand side from this young left-sided player, Lorenzo Insigne, who's class, isn't he? He's got all the experience in the world. And they're a really good counter-attack side, Napoli. They hold the ball up really well, but they strike very quickly on the counter-attack. And that one just overcooked a little bit. Food for thought.
Elmas. Manolas. Insigne popped up in the little hole. Mario Rui. Elmas again.
Good ball.
Mario Rui looking for a target in the penalty box. There's a good recovery by Perez. It's a corner to Napoli.
It was, but you know what? Napoli are really settling down quicker than this young Barcelona squad, and had 2 or 3 very good chances.
Neto has been busy. A two-way trade in the goalkeepers, just for the benefit maybe of some of our viewers who've seen us going one way to Valencia. Neto coming the other way. There he goes again.
He wants to play first-team football, Silasson, and he's not had much football in Barcelona with Ter Stegen, but that's going to be his problem now, because the Brazilian will play second fiddle, I think, to Ter Stegen unless there's injuries. Usually he'll get games in the cup competitions like the Copa del Rey.
Irony there, of course, at Valencia he was not playing in the cup final against Barcelona. He was on the bench, wasn't he?
That's correct. And Valencia won it.
2-1 with Domenech in goal.
He's a good keeper, Domenech, I have to say.
Bit of a struggle here for Puig.
Ricky Puig, another one of the young players coming in, 19 years old, only played twice before for the senior team.
Time for a drinks break. Approaching 25 minutes.
Ate calor.
Would there be anywhere in Spain, Jerry, that would be as humid for the players as we have it here in Miami?
They're probably used to it more in Spain, and it can get really hot. I've played in competitions in Mallorca in July and August when you're training in the Trofeo de Palma, and it does get really humid, especially at night when you've got like 40 degrees temperature during the day, and then at night time you just sweat, so you need to drink loads and loads of water.
Plenty in the crowd working up a sweat as well. It's a brilliant atmosphere here in the Hard Rock Stadium. The best of La Liga and Serie A combining.
Well, Ernesto having a quiet word there with Junior Firpo, and Guagu is another one who's pushed forward quite a bit. They will attack, but you know, you've got on the bench there Semedo, who at some stage will probably come on.
Jordi Alba also.
Jordi Alba's there.
They were the starting fullbacks against Arsenal. So deep is the competition though at Barcelona, Jerry. Whenever you're on the field you have to make the most of your chance, don't you?
Totally, and you'll only get 2 or 3 opportunities to show the manager what you can do. And I remember watching Lionel Messi playing as a 17-year-old. He came off the bench and you just knew he was special. You know, Rob Palmer and I watched that game and we didn't know who this guy was, but boy, you know, when you've seen him running with the ball and taking people on. It's like Kubo, who plays for Real Madrid. He's low centre of gravity, great left foot, and he's having a great pre-season with Real Madrid, who are not having a great pre-season. They've conceded a lot of goals, 16 goals in 4 games, averaging 4 goals against, and they need to get it sorted out quickly. That's good skills.
In a sense, this is a sort of Barcelona B in many ways at the moment. The senior men last season, 90 La Liga goals, 99 the season before. Nobody in Spain could match that, of course. Nothing in terms of a sniff, really, in this game so far.
No, they won the league really comfortably, I have to say, and Atletico Madrid were their closest rivals, and I think it's going to be that way again this season. Looking at the strength and depth of Atletico Madrid, they've signed really well in the summer. Obviously there's a lot of changes, you know, when you lose your captain and Diego Godin, and he was rock solid at the back, but they've got a really good solid defence now, and I like the way they're shaping.
Busquets, one of the few remaining links, Jerry, with that glorious side you spoke about 6-7 years ago now. Wagué sits it up, but that was all. Merit with an easy catch.
Well, it was the pass from Busquets was Angle-wise, it was good. Maybe a little bit too much pace on it for Wagué, who couldn't take a chance to take a touch. He had to hit it first time, and it was too close to the goalkeeper, and an easy take for him in the end.
I think I probably love the history of Barcelona FC as much as any men alive, but at the moment, Jerry, you know, especially with Messi not involved, I just struggle to see the connection to the identity of the teams of the last 15 years that we have watched and admired. You know, thinking back to the swashbuckling, confident football that won them those 2 Champions Leagues against Manchester United at Wembley, that a sense of immortality about that performance. We're not really at that level at the moment, are we?
No, well, there's a lot of the big stars missing, but
here's one of the new boys, Perez. That's a straightforward save, and it's another wild swipe. That was worse than the earlier one.
Certainly was. Well done, Perez, coming inside on the left foot. It was an excellent piece of play. He tested the goalkeeper.
Was that really Luis Suarez?
Well,
I think you'll find it was, Jerry.
He's had a swing at it, let's put it like that. It's fallen kindly for him, and he's just gone for it, and it's an awful effort. It really is. Timing's well off. That's a good strike. Goalkeeper pushed it. He should push it round the post for me, but he pushed it back in the danger area, which is not a good piece of goalkeeping for me. But not a good finish from Luis Suarez. And my favourite player for Barcelona has already gone, Andres Iniesta. He was a real magician. Loved watching him play every week. And you know, when you haven't got Messi on the pitch, he's just unbelievable. He's the best I've seen over the last 20 years. That's where the standard is set, though. I'm sticking with Xavi, incidentally. Xavi was class, and he retired long before Andres Iniesta. But that was some midfield. They controlled everything. I remember them playing Manchester United. China's found a little bit of room again. Here's Wagué. Crowd got excited, but it wasn't a tester for Napoli. Well, Rakitic got himself in the box, and he got a head on it, but couldn't direct it on target. And it's a spluttering Barcelona we're watching at the moment. Left foot, Wagué, and not a great header from Rakitic. Tried to force it, trying to create something. Well, all the goalkeepers keep in possession now. They want to play from the back and play their way out, which is admirable, but if you lose possession in your own defensive third, it can be a problem. In this game, perhaps it's fair comment to say Napoli have been more true to their style of play. The front three have been very lively. The interchange threatening again. Ruiz. Callejon's in. Must be. Oh, it's steered around the post rather than in by Mertens. Another great example of what this trio for Napoli can produce up there, but he couldn't finish it off. Well, it should have been a goal, and maybe the cross was a little bit too strong. As you can see, he's onside. Callejon sticks it across the danger area, and it's disappointing in the end. It's a beautiful cross by Callejon, isn't it? Oh, he should have scored for me. Mertens, you know, when he sees that, he'll be disappointed. It's as if he sort of didn't check his stride properly and should have got a left foot onto it. Big let off for Barca there. They've had 2 or 3 now, to be fair, and certainly for me, the busier of the 2 goalkeepers has been Neto. One by Puig as they try to pick it up. Luis Suarez looking for Griezmann. Wow, almost a lovely combination there. The timing of the run from Griezmann looked good. The first time ball, too much pace on it. No, he's offside. He is offside. And he probably would have been called offside, but that's the first sort of combination we've seen between that 2. Could I just check, Jerry, are we giving offsides tonight or not? Well, there was a half a yard in that one. It's probably tight for a linesman to call. I've seen a couple now that have been debatable. It's the kind of practice match you used to love, isn't it? Where we don't have offsides today, boys. Yeah, but the challenges were a lot stronger, I have to tell you. In any practice match I played in, there was a lot of total commitment No, let's see what we've got on the left side.
Firpo gives it to Griezmann rather than take it on himself. Quick. Rakitic had a little look for Suarez, who turns. That's nice. Better from Barca until that point. Well, maybe he should have got out of the way and left it there to Griezmann.
Well, he got forward. Firpo. Yeah, he did. And Busquets again arguing with the referee. He has a problem. What's the problem? I can see what the problem is. He doesn't really have the ball under control, and he wins it with his left foot, and the player falls over his leg. So it's a little bit of a soft free kick. I'm inclined to agree with Gerard Piqué. Or sorry, Sergio Busquets. Gerard Piqué, I was chatting to at the start of the game, and no doubt he'll probably play at some stage in the second half.
Short and simple by Maximovic. Manolas. Fabian Ruiz. Callejon goes again. Nice little triangle down that right side from Napoli. And another good forward run by Di Lorenzo, the young right back. Here's the left back, Mario Rui. He kept it simple. Insigne, promising moments for Napoli. Callejon off his side. Mertens. Oh. Great move, no end product.
Oh, listen, Paul, some of the football's great there. You know, the pass and excellent, and they're missing out players who look offside, and the players arriving, and you can see he's arriving here at the far post. Callejon, he's not offside, and then he cushions it into the 6-yard box looking for Mertens. He can't apply the finish, but there is some really good football there.
At times last season it did appear that Ancelotti was just trying to evolve Napoli away from the style which served them so well under Sarri, and got really going all the way back to Mazzarri and the team that Walter Mazzarri built. But this is very much back to the Napoli style that, of course, came so very close to dislodging Juve the season before last. And again, here we go with Callejon, and look at the other two on the move. Ruiz is joining in. Todibo, steady. Callejon's a bit disappointed with himself that time.
He's got loads of space. I'll have to say, Junior Firpo's been caught out 3 or 4 times already in the first half, and shows his lack of experience. And on the right-hand side, Wage as well. He's been caught out. Both the full-backs had pushed forward at the same time, and it was a 3 against 2.
Were you surprised when Barcelona decided to go for Junior Firpo from Real Betis?
Well, I'm looking at him for the future, because Jordi Alba has had injuries and he misses at least 12-14 games a season now, especially when you've got Champions League and Copa del Rey. You need to have strength and depth, so they picked a player who they think can develop to be a cracking player for the future, and that's obviously why they bought him.
Only really got 2 La Liga seasons under his belt. Here he is again, 22 appearances last season. Their way through for Puig.
Oh, that's a poor ball.
Not been his best 40-odd minutes, Busquets.
No, he doesn't normally give passes like that away. You'd have to see 10 games for to see him give a pass like that away. And as I say, he hasn't really got started. I don't know if it's a travelling or what, but it's not the Barcelona of old we're watching at the moment.
In this format, it's an aggregate score, as though it was a European club meeting between these two in a knockout game. The 2 legs combined. The initiative by La Liga and Serie A to showcase both of these leagues. Rakitic. Easily robbed. Elmas came away with it and goes again into opposition territory, all alone at the moment. Rakitic, well, Not only did he chase him back, but he put the youngster in his place, Jerry, by pushing it through his legs then.
I still like what I see from Yilmaz, because he does have good energy. He's running with the ball very well. He has his head up all the time. He's looking for passes. He's very intelligent for a 19-year-old. He looks like he could be a very promising player.
Wagué. Suarez. Wagué shows some enterprise from right back. Well, the crowd got excited. Merritt just left it.
Well, it wasn't bad, I have to say. He's played the 1-2. He didn't have any other options. There was no support there. Bit of showboating. That's the nutmegs and Busquets and co.
As if to say to the young player, you're doing well, son, but don't push it.
Yeah. Oh, here's another opportunity.
Firpo tries to push it. Puig. Busquets. And he finds the bottom corner, and Barcelona lead. Merritt couldn't keep it out.
He doesn't score many goals, Sergio Busquets, but he is, without a doubt, one of the best passers of a football in world football. And when he gets the ball on the edge of the D, he's not thinking about shooting, he's thinking about passing it into the back of the net, and he finds the bottom right-hand corner. That's what he does. And again, you don't leave him totally unmarked, and he just picks his spot. You'll see it better from this angle. Have a look at that. He curls it just out of the reach of the goalkeeper and inside the far post. Great goal.
A collector's item, really, Jerry. No La Liga goals last season, won the season before, and all the way back to 2014-15 for the only other La Liga goal we can find.
Well, that's why I say he doesn't score many goals, but when they do come, they're very good goals, and he is excellent.
Forget this match one goal, this season one goal.
Maybe that's the start he needed for the beginning of the season. He might kick off and he might get a few more goals, but his job for Barcelona is anchor man in midfield, to sit in front of the two centre halves and control the play and the pace of the play. And Sergio Roberto, who normally plays at right back, or Semedo, they'll be the two who are very accomplished players. You know, Sergio Roberto is a Spanish international who is more of a midfield player, but he's played for the last 3 or 4 seasons as a right back, and he replaced Dani Alves, and he's done a really good job there. So he'll end up playing the majority, I think, of games at right back, and he's quality on the ball.
Manolas. Zielinski. Insigne's in. That was a good, excellent block.
Well, where was Wagué? I have to ask the question. It's happened 2 or 3 times. And camera's going to, because he should not. Insigne is a class player. How can he get that amount of space? And what's happening is he's coming over to cover the two centre halves too much. He shouldn't be that tight to the centre half. He's got to get over there and press quicker. Actually,
Todibo did brilliantly, didn't he?
Todibo comes from further away to close down and get the block in. Todibo's done really well. Another one who's only got 2 games experience. A 19-year-old.
Ruiz. Todibo again covering him behind Wagué. Insigne, Callejon goes. Firpo nearly got caught out. He did get caught out. Oh, it's 1-1. There's a little touch from a Barca man, but it's a classic Napoli leveller.
Well, do you know what? Callejon has been absolutely brilliant on that right-hand side, and they did deserve a goal. They probably should have scored first, and it will be an own goal, I'm sure. But listen, Napoli are very worthy of that equaliser. Excellent build-up, and this time to get a bit of good fortune. Jose Callejon times his run. Look at that. And the first touch, brilliant. Coming inside, opens the angle up, and then the defender.
Umtiti it was.
It is Umtiti who inadvertently puts it into his own goal. I think it was going in anyway, though, Paul, to be honest.
Yes, I think they may well have done. What's not really in any doubt is that Napoli deserve to be on level terms here.
Oh, absolutely. If anything, they probably had more chances. So 1 apiece. And we said earlier, I'm surprised there hasn't been any goals yet. Now like a bus, you know. You wait one for ages and then two come along at the same time.
I think the Barcelona supporters are in the majority here in Miami, and they've gone a little quiet suddenly.
Well, it hasn't been a vintage Barcelona display so far, but we're finding out a lot of things about the young players who have come in, and that's the most important thing, I think, from Ernesto Valverde's point of view.
Definitely, Jerry, yeah.
And I would say at least half of these players won't play the opening game of the season.
Well, they've got to earn their right, haven't they? And they're at the start of their careers in many cases, and it won't be easy.
Yeah. Interesting what Gerard Piqué was saying at the start about Philippe Coutinho and about his move, which looks as if it's going to happen. And he said that's obviously a personal thing for Philippe Coutinho, and he wishes him well, whether he stays or goes.
Not quite as on-off as the Gareth Bale saga at Real Madrid, but we've waited a long time for any firm news about Coutinho.
Well, it's been adamant for the last 4 or 5 days that James Rodriguez, Mariano and Gareth Bale are not included in anything that Zinedine Zidane has planned for next season, and that's been very, very evident.
Oh, it's for Titi again. Wow. I'm not sure how good a shot that ultimately was from Fabian Ruiz. It's a fairly straightforward stop for Neto.
I'm watching Titi and he's having a shout at somebody else, but he's the one that's giving the ball away. He can't blame anyone else other than himself, and the keeper's peeled him out there.
Barca a bit fortunate.
Oh, we're nearly 45 minutes, Paul, and I have to say this Napoli attacking third has looked a lot more potent than Barcelona. They really have. They might just nick another one before the whistle goes.
Di Lorenzo, Callejon outside him. Taribo again gets in the right place. He at least is switched on back there.
He hasn't done too bad, I have to say, but some of the more senior players like Umtiti and obviously I know Busquets scored the goal, but he made an awful lot of mistakes in the game. So as I say, it's not been a classic Barcelona performance by any means. I think Napoli have been the better side in the first half. He'd be happy, I'm sure.
Puig. Suarez gets to it. Carlos Perez made a move toward the penalty spot. Suarez in the end went on his own.
It's funny when you don't have Messi, you don't have the movement, you don't have the passing, you don't have the confidence. It's just another one of those. Look, there's 1, 2, 3 Napoli players all queuing up to make the challenge, and he hasn't got the guy, Luis Suarez, to do the things that Messi would do, or Jordi Alba down that left-hand side, who gets to the byline and cuts it back.
So Busquets gave Barcelona the lead against the run of play. Busquets not at his normal level, and the last touch for Umtiti after Callejon weaved his way in there for a very well-merited leveller for Napoli. Napoli, I don't think there's any doubt, have been the better side here. True to their traditional style and very easy on the eye it has been. It's 1-1, and Barcelona, I think it's fair to expect some changes from them at the break because it's been below their normal level.